Imagine living next to a ticking time bomb. For 500,000 people in Naples, Italy, this isn't a metaphor. It's their daily reality. Scientists are now saying that the supervolcano beneath their feet, Campi Flegrei, is closer to erupting than ever before, with some studies suggesting the volcano's crust is weakening, making an eruption more likely. What would happen if it blew? The consequences would be catastrophic, not just for Naples, but for the entire world. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're journeying to the beautiful sun-drenched coast of southern Italy. But beneath the stunning scenery of Naples lies a hidden danger, a colossal supervolcano known as Campi Flegrei, or the Burning Fields. This isn't your typical cone-shaped volcano. It's a massive caldera, a sunken cauldron-like depression stretching 13 kilometers across, and it's been showing alarming signs of reawakening. The ground is rising, the earth is shaking, and 500,000 people are living directly on top of it. This is the story of a city on the edge, facing a threat of unimaginable scale. We're going to dive deep into the science, the history, and the very real human drama unfolding right now. Stick with me, because what's happening at Campi Flegrei is a wake-up call for us all, and you'll want to hear about the newly proposed super evacuation plan that could change everything. For decades, the people of Pozzuoli, a town nestled right in the heart of the Campi Flegrei caldera, have lived with a strange phenomenon called bradyseism. The ground literally breathes, rising and falling with the pressure of the magma below. In the early 1980s, the ground rose by an astonishing 1.8 meters, forcing thousands to evacuate. Now, it's happening again. Since 2005, the ground has been steadily rising, recently pushing upwards by 10 millimeters a month. This isn't just a geological curiosity. It's a direct sign that the volcano's magmatic system is pressurizing. Think of it like a soda can being shaken violently. The pressure builds and builds, weakening the container. For Campi Flegrei, the container is the Earth's crust, and scientists at Italy's National Institute of Geophysics and Volcanology are watching it with growing concern. They've documented a dramatic increase in seismic activity, with thousands of small earthquakes, what they call a seismic swarm, rattling the region. In just one recent month, over 100 tremors were recorded. While most are too small to be felt, they are a constant, unnerving reminder of the immense power stirring just a few kilometers beneath the surface. The critical question on every expert's mind is the crust stretching, or is it about to break? A rupture could trigger a chain reaction, leading to an eruption that would make the recent volcanic events in Iceland or Hawaii look like mere firecrackers. The 500,000 people in the designated red zone are living with this uncertainty every single day, their homes and lives hanging in the balance. To truly understand the danger, we have to look back in time. Campi Flegrei has a violent and epic history. Its most significant event was the Campanian ignimbrite eruption around 39,000 years ago. This was a cataclysmic, super-colossal eruption, one of the largest in European history. It spewed so much ash and sulfur into the atmosphere that it triggered a volcanic winter, drastically cooling the planet and potentially contributing to the extinction of the Neanderthals. The entire landscape of the region, including the Bay of Naples, was sculpted by this single, monstrous event. The volcano didn't stay dormant forever. Its last eruption was in 1538, a comparatively small event, but one that was still powerful enough to create an entirely new mountain, Monte Nuovo, in just 8 days. Eyewitnesses described the sea boiling, fish being cooked alive, and a column of ash and rock being thrown miles into the sky. This historical precedent is what makes the current situation so terrifying. We know what Campi Flegrei is capable of. The recent swarms of earthquakes and the steady ground deformation are following a pattern that has in the past preceded eruptions. What's different now? The sheer number of people. In 1538, the area was sparsely populated. Today, It's a sprawling urban metropolis. The geological data is painting a worrying picture. The constant stress from the rising magma is creating fractures in the crust. Each small earthquake, each millimeter of uplift, is another sign that the system is approaching a critical state. Scientists are not saying an eruption is guaranteed tomorrow, but they are saying the volcano is more dangerous now than at any point since its last eruption nearly 500 years ago. The tension in Naples is palpable. Imagine trying to go about your daily life, going to work, taking your kids to school, while constantly feeling the ground tremble beneath you. Residents are caught in an agonizing limbo. They see the news reports, they feel the quakes, and they hear the scientists' warnings. Local authorities have evacuation plans, but the scale of the challenge is staggering. How do you safely and quickly move 500,000 people, potentially with very little warning? The Red Zone plan involves moving residents to different regions across Italy, but the logistics are a nightmare. Traffic, panic, and the sheer volume of people could bring any evacuation to a standstill. In response to the escalating activity, the Italian government has been conducting emergency drills and reviewing its plans. There's even talk of a new super evacuation strategy for a worst-case scenario, a massive, explosive eruption. This would involve evacuating not just the red zone, but a much wider area, potentially encompassing millions of people, including the entire city of Naples. For the families living there, the emotional toll is immense. Parents worry for their children's safety. Elderly residents who have lived their whole lives in the area fear being uprooted. There's a constant, low-level anxiety, a feeling of being powerless against the forces of nature. One resident from Pozzuoli described it perfectly. It's like having a giant sleeping in your basement. You just hope he doesn't wake up. The government is trying to balance preparedness with preventing mass panic, a delicate and near impossible task when the stakes are this high. So, we have a supervolcano with a history of catastrophic eruptions, showing clear signs of reawakening under one of Europe's most densely populated areas. The ground is rising, the earth is shaking, and the pressure is building. Scientists are warning that the volcano's crust is weakening, making an eruption a more plausible scenario than it has been for centuries. The fate of 500,000 people in the immediate danger zone, and potentially millions more, hangs in the balance, dependent on the whims of the molten rock churning beneath their feet. This isn't fear-mongering. It's the reality backed by scientific data. The key takeaway is the urgent need for awareness and robust preparedness, not just for the people of Naples, but for all of us, as a major eruption would have global consequences. What do you think? Are the Italian authorities doing enough to prepare for a potential disaster? How would you cope with living in the shadow of a supervolcano? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this exploration into the power of our planet fascinating, you'll definitely want to check out our video on the Yellowstone supervolcano right here. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel for more deep dives into the world around us.